Hey guys, what is up? And Shadolance back with another review. Finally, from my brother Zane's account, I am doing the M417 SB, one of my favorite assault rifles in the entire game. I do believe it's been sold for perm once during the sale last December. Really regret not getting it. This is one of my favorite guns, and I love finally being able to get a chance to use it. Unfortunately, he only had it for one day and was unable to renew it, so I won't be playing with it again anytime soon. But I was thrilled to be able to get the review done. So here we go. Let's hop right into the stats. We're seeing a damage of 41, very high right off the bat. Portability of 64, rate of fire of 74, accuracy of 80, and recoil of 62. Statistically, given how old this gun is in the game, that is amazing. That's like almost as good as the Rec 7 Rangers, and I actually prefer this to the Rec 7 Rangers personally. I like the recoil pattern much better on this, although the actual feel and even the pattern is smaller on the Rec 7 Rangers. I prefer the recoil pattern on this because it makes it easier to tap fire. The Rec 7 Rangers is more designed for spraying with a sniper scope, which I don't personally find works very well. That's why I love the M417 SB, not to mention I actually love the series given that I've played it in a lot of other games, and it's just one of my favorite series to see in a video game. I'm going to be comparing it to the M417 Combat after I go over the stats really fast. The damage of 41 as a base weapon, and keep in mind this is a very old gun in the game, is very high. The damage drop-off is just mediocre. It's not actually super special in the damage drop-off department, but with the higher damage of 41, that's really nice. Typically these days you want to see a 40 or above damage. 41 is the 1 point above it, which is really nice. And at close range, you should be doing enough damage that you should be doing a consistent one-shot kill, which is really nice. You shouldn't be more than 4 or 5 shotting at absolute maximum range, even on a tanker or heavy vester. A Hauser, that's a little bit of a different story, but just going back into the stats, portability of 64, that's very high. 64 is a great portability. Anywhere between 62 and 68 is expected for an assault rifle. 64 is spot on. Rate of fire of 74 is on the higher side of the average, between 70 and 74, although 74 tends to be more common these days with newer assault rifles. But given the fact that this is an older assault rifle in the game, the 74 rate of fire is fantastic. The accuracy is 80, making it a very, very easy gun to tap and quickly aim your headshots. Very, very nice to do that with. Just a great gun in general for long range. Recoil of 62 statistically is both very low, and the actual recoil pattern is very low in this gun, similar to the Rec 7 Rangers, but the pattern is just slightly different. But overall, they're both very easy to control, and just really nice guns in general. This gun is most often compared to the Rec 7 Rangers, but I'm not going to be comparing it to that. I'm going to be comparing it to the M417 Combat. When I get around to my Rec 7 Rangers review, I'll probably come back and either compare it to this or the Rec 7. The M417 and the Rec 7 families compete a lot for a lot of different things, for sprayability, damage. They're just really well known for a lot of other things like that. The M417 SB is the only variant of the M417 family to feature a burst fire. My idea behind that is that they probably did that to combat the Rec 7 Rangers, because I do believe the Rec 7 Rangers came out a little bit before the SB. Don't quote me on that, I'm just going off my memory on that. I'm pretty sure it did come out before that. It does have the ammo capacity 35 of 105. I do believe the Rec 7 Rangers also has that as well. Although, once again, don't quote me on that because I am going from my memory. Both guns, however, do have the 3x sniper scope that the L96A1 has, which is really nice. Love this scope, great for a gun like this. Makes it even easier to aim headshots than having a typical ACOG or ITEC scope. The M417 Combat is basically the exact same gun, except with a ITEC scope. However, statistically, it can be boosted to be better than the M417 SB in some departments. The damage can be boosted from 40 to 43 if you customize it. The base portability is still 62, so it's the 2 points below the portability of the SB, which has a portability of 64, so 62, 64, 2 points below. Rate of fire of 74 is by default the same on both weapons. However, it can be boosted on the M417 Combat to 77, so that's 3 points above that. The accuracy of 80 is the exact same as the M417 SB, which is very high for a sprayable assault rifle. The recoil is 64 on the M417 Combat compared to the 62 on the SB, so it's 2 points higher, and it is noticeably higher to be honest. But if you do increase the accuracy to 83, you will also be boosting the recoil to a whopping 67. I would recommend highly against that, despite having customized my own for that. The accuracy is already well high enough to be able to aim your headshots easily, even with an ITEC scope, so it's not that big of a deal. And honestly, I would say, while you can do that, it's not going to get you enough to actually make it worth it. It's better to have the low recoil, which is already 2 points higher than the SBs. So that's just my typical, that's my input on that. To get the M417 SB, you're going to have to be buying missed Oscars, missed Ins when they come around, missed Infinities, Mega Missed Crates, or Supply Crate missed SVSs, which are probably going to come out again this summer if they do the SVS event again. However, last time it was really, really stacked, so it's questionable as to whether they're going to want to re-release that, especially since they haven't said anything about it yet, and usually they announce that in early June, late May sometime, and they have not announced that yet, so that might not be happening this year. If it does, it's going to be rather late, and probably not have as many people involved as last time, so Although, granted, Combat Arms does have quite a few new players now, so maybe it might, but that's just another thing. So you may or may not see the missed SVS this time around, but that's about all I really had to say on this gun. It's a really fun gun to use, one of my favorites in the game, despite being how old it is. It's just a really, really reliable weapon that works in pretty much any situation. It's good for close quarters and long range, has the stats to cover pretty much any single range you'd want to play it at, and it's just a great gun in general. I would highly suggest renewing it if you get it. One of my favorites, and it will probably be one of yours if you ever get the chance to use it extensively. See you guys in the next review. Please rate, comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook group, and I will see you guys next time. Shadolance out.